Jazzcast Pros.
Hey there, my graceful grinders and totally uniquers. Welcome to another live recording of the Grace and Grind podcast. I'm your podcast host and executive coach, Dr. Pamala Brown-Grinion, President and Chief Protocol Officer of Totally Unique Educational Consultants. I'm so excited that you're joining me today. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Grace and Grind podcast have taken a shift, and we're now talking about inner healing, inner development, inner polishing, all the things that we need to be focusing on in our third and fourth quarters of our lives. Yes, this is all coming to you live every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. on all of my social media platforms at I am DrPamala. That's I am Dr. Pamala. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Now, although we're talking about inner healing, please know that this podcast is still for educational, inspirational, and motivational purposes only. Yes, I am a trauma-informed practitioner. Yes, I am an executive coach. Yes, I am an international etiquette, life skills, and manners coach. And yes, I've combined all those things together to create what I call emotional etiquette. And I'm inviting you to join me on this journey of inner healing. So, with that being said, let's jump right in. Okay. Now, the next point was emotional stability. You move through life with grounded emotional stability. What is that? It's because you now listen internally. You're not listening to be responsive. You're listening internally to feel. You're listening internally so that you can understand, okay, what am I sensing? What am I feeling? Who's around me? Who's saying something to me? Right? Emotional stability. And I'm not going to I'm not going to do that. That is no longer your first response. Your first response is inward. Take inventory. What's happening? What am I hearing? What am I feeling? What am I sensing? Right? What's happening? What's going on? Right? Sensing, emotional stability. And then if it's something that's raising your feathers, then you tell your feathers, lay down. And they lay down. All right. So now, when you are walking in your embodied wholeness, God bless you, Layla. Co-host is sneezing. God bless you. All right. You trust yourself at a deeper level. It's different. It's different. You trust your gut. You trust what you hear. Why? Because now you're taking inventory and you're understanding, okay, how am I getting ready to move? You trust yourself more deeply because you understand that you put your emotions under subjection and they're not going to fail you. Why? Because you're not going to allow them to. Emotional stability. You trust yourself now because you now understand that you're not going to lead yourself astray. Why? Because you know how to take inventory. You know how to be self-aware. You know how to listen. You know how to ground yourself. You know how to dismiss some stuff. You know how to shift and reframe. Shift your mindset and reframe. That was then, that's not now. Let it go. Shift. All right. And we're moving on. Okay. Trusting what I hear because it is coming from a healthy place. That is it. That is it. And so now you trust yourself at a deeper level because you know that you got you. If nobody else does, you know now that you got you. I trust myself. If I make a decision, if I hear it, I know where it's coming from. I know that I've done the work. I know that it's not based on how I'm feeling. Feeling emotions, two different things. Two different things. Okay? I don't make decisions based on how I'm feeling. I ground myself emotionally so that my emotions, they don't erupt into something that I don't want it to erupt into. So I listen to myself. And so I trust myself. Okay. My discernment is on my goodness. Have you ever heard of the my goodness level? Yeah. Remember, I said your spirit is attached to your emotions. When you're emotionally bound, how well do you discern? How well do you discern when you are emotionally bound? Poorly. I can't. I can't. It's just like what happened? What happened to my gift? Right? What happened? What happened? See, what had happened was you got a little jacked up and you blocked your gift. So we're unblocking. So your spirit of discernment, it becomes more deeper as well, right? Now, the boundaries that you set, you understand that you need those boundaries and they're okay. You no longer feel guilty about having to set boundaries, right? You understand that your boundaries are necessary and you don't make excuses for having them. Let me give you an example. I was coaching a young lady the other day, and good morning, Doc Christine, Sister Doc, what's up? I was coaching a young lady, and she was saying to me that she over delivered to everybody, hyper vigilant with it. Why? Because she felt like she needed to be because of what happened in the past. And so I said, well, when you're being hyper vigilant with all of your giving of yourself and you're exhausted, is that changing what's happening internally in the people that you're giving yourself away to? She said, no. I said, well, then it's for naught. So your boundaries, and we've been talking about boundaries and setting boundaries and why do we need them? So I'm telling you about this experience with one of my coaching clients. And she felt like she was trying to make up for the past, right? And so I said to her, what happens when you do that? What happens to you when you do that? I'm exhausted. My health is failing. I don't feel well. Okay. All right. So then just that alone tells you that that's not healthy. That's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for them. And it's not helping them because you haven't brought them into the space of inner healing. You're doing external stuff that's not really amounting to anything. And as long as you give, and as long as you allow people to attach themselves to your battery, they're going to continue to drain you. And I challenged her to unplug and see. Won't adults find out how to do what they need to do on their own? Right? Stick to your boundaries. If you don't have the capacity for some people, you don't have the capacity for some people, and that's quite okay. Because only you know what you feel on the inside. And if you are in communication or in relationship with someone and they make you rise up internally on the inside, you can set a boundary. And you get to decide. Why? Because you have the power to control how they show up in your life, how you respond to it, how much power you give it, and how they impact you. Okay? That's right. Renee said, rise up. That's right, Renee. Rise up. Rise up. Set your boundaries and stick to your boundaries. It's okay. You do not have to make excuses. I have family members that are on block. I'm just saying. Why? Because they're contrary to what I'm trying to do. They're contrary to my authentic, totally unique, healed self. My circle can't be people that are not healed. Why? Because unfamiliar spirits and other people attach with that familiar spirits, I'm sorry, and people attach with the familiar spirit that used to rise up in you, right? Boundary. I'm not. I don't have the capacity for that. Why? Because I've worked too hard to become who I am. I've worked too hard to become my transformed self. I've worked on myself with intentionality. I'm healed, right? I'm healed. And therefore, block. And your wisdom, you trust yourself deeply, and your wisdom becomes so pronounced. Why? Because now you can hear from you. Your wisdom about yourself becomes so pronounced because you've learned when you feel this, what that means. You've learned that when you feel this, what that does. And you've learned that when you feel this, what you can do with it. So when the unhealed little girl and little boy tries to rise up in you, you can identify it immediately, just like that. And you, what do you go to bed? Right? And you simmer it, and then you will let your mature right now self that is walking in safety. That's not happening anymore. I'm safe, so I don't have to respond out of anger. I don't have to respond out of fear, and I don't have to respond out of pain. I don't have to respond out of unforgiveness. I don't have to do that anymore. Why? Because that's not happening to me right now. I dare you. It's not happening to me right now. So I'm not going to behave like it is. And because I understand me so clearly, my wisdom speaks instead of my pain. You guys following me? Buala said, I just love the fact I can totally enjoy peace, something I didn't know what it felt like. Yes. And Renee says, prime example just happened. Move on and rise. Listen, I don't have the capacity for somebody else's foolishness. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not even acknowledging it. I'm just not. Why? Because I have the power to control. I'm not being pulled into that. Matter of fact, we're not giving it any more energy. Okay, move on. Your wisdom about you. You know what makes you tick. You know what makes you talk. By now, if you've been here with me for these 25 days we've done, you guys believe it's been 25 days? We've been here 25 days. You know yourself. You trust yourself. And guys, I hope your posture is still pulled up. Don't get comfortable. Pull your posture back up while you're sitting. Okay? Don't make me come over there. Okay? Pull it back up. I see y'all relaxing. Pull it up. I know it hurts. It's hurting me right now. It's hurting me. My lower back, my upper back, but posture matters. You don't want to sit like this. Oh God, it feels so good. Pull it up. All right? Your presence matters. The way you project your image matters. I don't care if you have on sweats, pull it up. Okay, pull it up. Okay, now, third bullet, you live in alignment with your values. What are your new values? Now that you're no longer walking in the negative emotions, what are your new values? You get to decide that now. You get to decide that. Value clarification at this point is wow. What are you going to decide about your values? This collar, when I tell you this collar is driving me nuts, my goodness. But anyway, you live in alignment with your values. What are your values? My values. I live in transparency. You guys have seen me. I've shown you me. We've cried. We've laughed. I've talked about my real life, my stuff, right? Because I'm authentic. And I don't mind being vulnerable if it's going to help you heal. Those are some of my values. I'm authentic, I'm transparent, I'm vulnerable. I'm intentional, right? I do things on purpose, with purpose, and for a purpose. That's my intentionality. I live my life with purpose, on purpose, and for a purpose. My core value is my faith, transparent, and honest. Yes. Yes, yes. Put your values in there. What are your values? We've gotten rid of some ghosts. We got some. What are your values now? What are you walking in? Okay. You're starting to honor the man or woman that you have become, right? And it shows up in every room. Your healed self shows up in every room. Not only does your healed self show up in every room, your healed self with perfect posture shows up in every room, right? You look pulled up. Okay. But it starts on the inside first, right? Like I said, I can teach you this. See how fast I taught you that? Sitting, suck, elongate. Taught that like that. And you guys picked it up. Just like that. I can teach that all day long. Eyes closed, hands tied behind my back on one leg. Okay. I can teach that. But this right here, the inner work, that's what matters. That's what I want you to grab a hold to. Right. So while you're walking in with your posture, Make sure that you're walking in with your healed self, okay? You're honoring the person that you become in every room, in every relationship. What does that mean? That means that when you're talking to your husband and he is tearing your nerves up, that you don't cuss him out. I know you want to. I know it. I know he's pulling on that unhealed inner girl, pulling her by the hand, saying, "Come out, come out, come out." But no, don't do it. All right. You are now operating with emotional stability, emotional integrity, emotional etiquette. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, don't be rude to your wives because she wants to talk. That's what we do. We want to talk. But ladies, you got to know when to be quiet too. Okay. We got to know when to be quiet. Sometimes we want to talk too much. And you have to understand that they have to go into their man cave and sort some things out, and then they can come back and talk to you. But you got to give them space to go in the man cave. So, but men, don't get upset when she's not letting you go into your man cave. Show some emotional stability. Are you with me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, listen, I got two husbands. This mouth right here, this mouth got me in trouble so much because I'm saying what I want to say, but it wasn't me. Marseille said, no, we be wanting to argue. No, we don't, Marseille. We want to have conversation. We want to have dialogue. But when you guys are sitting there like lumps on the log, acting like you don't see us before you, then that attaches us back to when we were dismissed as a kid. And now we're ready to cuss you out. That's what that is. Okay. Just kidding. Marseille. Marseille, no. Now, some people may want to argue because they haven't healed. Some people that may just, they do. But that's not all of us. We're communicators, right? And some of us haven't learned yet that we have to allow you guys space to go into your man cave and just sort. And then when you come back, you can be a little more rational. But we're learning that. So extend us some grace. And sometimes you have to listen when you don't want to. We don't care about the score on the TV. We don't care about that. I need your attention for 2 minutes. If you give me 2 minutes, I'll leave you alone. Right? But if you ignore me and I'm trying to get your attention, well, then you get ready to miss a major play because I need you for a minute. Right? So it's that give and take. Okay. It's that give and take, but your relationships would be much better. And ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to everybody because the men be feeling a little, they be feeling some kind of way. Leslie said facts. Okay. This is for real, for real. I'm dropping some nuggets here on y'all in case y'all didn't know. All right. When you're in a relationship and you're healed, you handle your mate differently. But if your mate is unhealed, you're healed. That familiar spirit in him is going to tug at that familiar spirit in you. And sometimes he's going to get exactly what he's asking for. Why? Because his unhealed spirit is so strong that it calls you out. So if you're on a healing journey, your mate should be on a healing journey with you. Otherwise, unequally yoked. Everybody think unequally yoked is y'all don't go to the same church and y'all don't have the same religion. Unequally yoked is so much more than that. If your energy up here and his energy down here, that's not equal. You got to balance it. I'm not saying you got to be 100 on everything. That's not what I'm saying. You're not going to be 100 on everything. Sometimes he's going to be 80 and I'm not going to be 20. Let's go 60-40. All right. Because if it's 80-20, somebody probably need to go. I'm just saying. But I'm not telling nobody to leave their mate. I'm just saying I don't want nobody that's at 20. No. I might do 60-40. I might even do 70-30. Okay. Energy. I'm saying energy. But if somebody 20, I'm not. One of my girlfriends trying to hook me up now. I said, is he healed? First of all, I'm not in the market. I'm content. I'm working on me. Well, you need to talk. No, I'm good. And so when I was telling her that I need him to be healed, I need him to be whole. I'm not, when I tell you I am not I am not going to be in a relationship with somebody with a baggage full of emotional luggage, a baggage full of emotional trauma and drama and pain and symptoms. When I tell you, because I know that I have the power to choose, I'm not doing that. It would be ludicrous for me to do that. Why would I? Well, because of your work, Pam, you can help him. I'm not doing that. Period. Are you healed? That's my question. I don't want to teach a man how to be a man. My time is, well, you agree with me, right? My time is too precious to waste it on mess. And remember, some days ago, I said my emotional refrigerator is not storage for somebody else's emotional junk. I'm not. Hear me when I say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And then we can, but right now, I'm good. I'm working on Pam. I'm working on me. I'm wiser now and say, yep. Yeah, it's too much time. It'll be too much of this. Right? You can't understand me. You don't understand me if I'm healed and you not. You don't understand my decisions. You think I'm irrational when I'm really not. I'm just not dealing with foolishness and mess because I've matured past that. I've healed from that. So I'm not going to operate in that space. What you see is a mystery to you because you're not there. And it's okay. If it's a mystery to you, then you're not him. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. So I live in alignment with every opportunity. I've missed some opportunities because I wasn't prepared. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't prepared. Prepared is this: baseball, when the catcher is standing behind the batter with their hands in position, indicating, I'm ready. I'm ready. The pitcher knows it's okay to throw the ball. Because if he throws the ball and the catcher isn't ready, he could hit the catcher if the person strikes, right? This is how you have to be with opportunity. You got to be ready. You have to be prepared and you have to be in position for opportunity. But when you are emotionally bound, you're not even aware that opportunity is in your presence. You don't even know. You don't even know that opportunity is in your presence. Prepared, ready, in position for opportunity. I can be all of those things because I'm healed. I can sense those things because I'm healed. Toya said, the catcher. Absolutely. Bring it on. I'm ready for it. Come on, bring it. I'm ready. Right? But remember, your emotions and your mindset is attached to your spirit. Your emotions are attached to your spirit and your mindset. And when those things are not on one accord, when those things, your spirit, your mindset, and your emotions are not on one accord, you're unequally yoked. You are unequally yoked with yourself. You're not in alignment with yourself. And therefore, you're not prepared. You're not prepared for the opportunity. You're not in position for the opportunity. You're not ready for the opportunity. Why? Because your emotions are not where they need to be. You guys understand what I'm saying? Your emotions are not where they need to be. So therefore, when the blessing comes, you strike out and you ain't catching nothing because you're not ready, you're not prepared, and you're not in position emotionally. And so you miss the opportunities that are in the vicinity of you. You miss those. How many opportunities have you missed? Walla said, oh Lord. Yes. How many opportunities have you missed because you're not ready, you're not prepared, and you're not in position? Put it in the chat. How many opportunities have you missed because you're not ready or prepared or in position? It's real stuff. So now, reflective questions. What does wholeness feel like in my body, mind, spirit, and soul? What does wholeness feel like? What does it feel like? And I'm asking it that way intentionally, not what will it feel like. I'm asking that because we vanquished some ghosts in the nursery. And now we've understanding what we're doing. What do you have to do now that you have all of this newness, this wholeness, this unfamiliar, right? What does this wholeness feel like in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, and in your soul? What does it feel like now? You know how it felt before. What does it feel like now? You guys know you have to bring your journals when you come and talking to me, right? Bring your journals. Okay, number 2. In what areas in my life am I now ready to embody healing? And what areas in my life am I now ready to embody my healing? Because we've talked about we vanquished some stuff. Now we're taking inventory of what's next. Because you had to make a decision. You had to make a decision to do that. Now we got to make what's next. What's the next one? What's the next step, right? And we don't just want to understand it. This is past understanding. This is past just understanding what I need to do. It takes action to do it, right? It takes action to do it. It's not just, oh, I understand, Dr. Pam. No, no, no. What are you willing to commit to for you, right? About your healing, all right? Third question. How can I show up this week as the person who fully trusts his or her transformation? How can I show up this week as the person who fully trusts their new transformation? How? That's a challenge. How can I show up this week as the person who fully trusts his or her transformation? Because that's how you hold on to it. Remember, you're going to be revisited, but you have the power to control. You bring that under subjection and simmer it down. That's a question for you. Answer that. What does your heal, whole self represent? What does it reflect? What does that transformation now look like in comparison to what it was last week or the week, but 26 days ago before we started working together? I know something's changed. I know it has. I know it has. I know something's changed. Why? Because I'm impactful. This is your call to action. Choose one area of your life. I don't want you to try to do everything at one time. Choose one area of your life. One, relationship, work, self-care, leadership, whatever, right? Choose one area where you're going to intentionally show up as your wholehearted, aligned, healed self. One area. Is it going to be your relationship? Is it going to be at work? Can you do it everywhere? Yes, absolutely you can. Absolutely. But I want you to just try one so that you can get the feel of it. Priority, relationship. Yes, let me know. What's that one area where you are going to show up as your healed whole self with intentionality? Just choose one. God bless you, Lele. Just choose one. Where are you going to show up? I need to know. Tell me where you're going to show up. Is it going to be relationship, work, self-care, leadership? Is it going to be you? Are you going to put your, but you gotta show yourself that you can do it. If you show yourself that you can do it one time, Marseille says work life. Yeah. If you show yourself that you can do it one time in one area, you prove to yourself that you have the power to control. That's why I'm saying just pick one. Because I need you to prove to you that you can do it. All right? Just pick one. All right? Just pick one. Trying to do it all may overwhelm you. It may overwhelm you. So just pick one area. Now, if you feel like you can manage it, manage it. If you feel like you can manage it all. But understand that you have the power to control if you need to dial it back some. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Extend yourself some grace. This is new. All right? But the attempt has to be intentional. You got to try it. Okay? You got to try it. And when you fall off, come back and start over. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. It's all good. You're going to fall off. It's okay. Come back. That's what matters, that you come back. Okay? Now, call to action. Now, here is my affirmation that I said to myself when I was working on this. My healing is no longer internal only. I embody it everywhere I go. That's my affirmation. My healing is no longer internal only. I embody it everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. That's how I live my life. That's how I show up. Everywhere I go. That's the way I show up. Right? I'm intentional about that. And you can do the same. Okay. Now, because we've done with our entire Ghost in the Nursery series, I want you to step into your becoming. I want you to fully step into your becoming. What is your becoming? Only you get to decide that. So write it down. Speak it. Live it. Do it. What does your becoming look like now that you vanquish the ghost? What does it look like? You get to decide that, because why? You have the power to control what your becoming looks like. How you write it, how you speak it, how you live it, how you be it, how you do it. You have the power to control that. And I want you to allow your new identity to guide you through your boundaries, through your relationships, and through your next chapter of transformation. I want you to give it permission. Give it permission. Leslie said it looks beautiful. I know that's right, girl. Give it permission. Okay? Give it permission to show up in your boundaries, in your relationships, in your self-love, right? As you move into this next chapter, don't lose it. Don't lose it. Okay? Even if you falter, don't lose it. Don't fall back into the rabbit hole. Okay? Understand that when the ghost is gone, your rising can begin. And I want that so much for you guys. I do. I want your rising to begin. I think it's already begun, right? But we have to hold on to it. It's like a phoenix, right? Picture your traumatic experiences as the ashes, right? As the ashes, and picture yourself as the phoenix, the beautiful bird that just rises up and is reborn out of the ashes. It's a transformation, right? It's a new chapter. So walk in that with your wholeness, with your bound. You don't go without your boundaries, okay? With your wholeness, with your intentionality, with your boundaries, with your confidence, with your clarity, with your self-awareness, with your self-love, all the things that we've talked about. Thank you for being here today with me. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I love you guys. I love you, love you, love you. I love you, I do. That's one of my favorite songs from, what's it, Dreamgirls? Love that. All right, all right. You have the power to control how everything shows up. Anything you're dealing with, how it shows up, how you respond to it, how much power you give it, and how you and how it impacts you. Voila, I know, right? Girl. All right, my graceful grinders and totally uniquers. I know you enjoyed this episode because I enjoyed recording it for you. Please join me on all of my social media platforms at I am DrPamala. That's I am Dr. Pamela. So embrace that and go and create your totally unique day on purpose. Until next time, ta-ta for now.